Good morning, folks, and welcome back to my podcast. This is George Nathaniel for you. I hope you like listening to my podcasts as much as I like making them. So, folks, as I keep repeating myself, I keep coming back with topics that you may have heard all through your lives, and I still tend to repeat them in my own ways. So, folks, the topic for today is very, very simple. It's a topic called worthwhile. Well, it's a very simple word, but with a very, very big meaning. So, when I mean worthwhile, what am I exactly saying? Well, over a course of moments, we tend to put in a lot of efforts, do a lot of things, and of course, plan a lot of developments for our future. But most importantly, are we doing things worthwhile? So worthwhile is the importance of what we are doing at that current hour of the moment and how we are preparing ourselves towards our dreams, our aspirations and our achievements in the future. Worthwhile is something that we need to work on ourselves. So worthwhile is something that is self-development, it's progress. Worthwhile is something that is self-initiated. Worthwhile is what we make of ourselves. Something that we actually make of ourselves is worthwhile. So when people look at individuals, they say, yes, it's worthwhile. So let us understand the meaning of worthwhile. Let us progress towards being worthwhile. Let us put our efforts in that makes things worthwhile. And as we go ahead and build values worthwhile, we would understand how much we add to our lives. We would understand how much we add to our environment. We would understand that how much we add to our livelihood. It is important to be worthwhile. It is important to work towards being worthwhile. It is important to be prepared to be worthwhile. So worthwhile is not as easy as it sounds. Worthwhile is something that takes a lot of persistent efforts. Worthwhile is something that needs consistency. So as we work towards being worthwhile, as we build ourselves being worthwhile, let us understand that worthwhile is a value. Worthwhile is something that money cannot buy. So worthwhile is a gift that we develop for ourselves. So as we build value for ourselves, as we be more worthwhile, as we understand the meaning of worthwhile, let us add the value of being worthwhile across all platforms. Make everything as important as it being worthwhile. And as we look at life, as we look at moments, as we look at situations, anything, we look back to our efforts and say, yes, it was worthwhile. And most importantly, if we do something, we've got to make it worthwhile. We just can't do things for the sake of just doing things. It has to be worthwhile. So folks, worthwhile is a very, very important aspect of our efforts. It's a very important aspects about our way of life. Worthwhile is a very, very important pathway towards our dreams, towards our goals, towards our future. Worthwhile is something that everyone needs to work towards and be persistent. So folks, as we evaluate ourselves, as we evaluate our efforts, as we evaluate our lives, as we evaluate our commitments, let us work towards being worthwhile. Let us work towards creating our own identity. Let us be our individual self. That is being worthwhile. So folks, as we plan ourselves over our goals, over our aspirations, over our dreams of being worthwhile, let us understand that worthwhile is a level, it's a standard set for ourselves. Worthwhile is something that we continuously need to maintain. So as we get on in life, worthwhile needs to get bettered over time. Worthwhile needs to get bettered over situations. I am just being very generous, very, very generic in being and saying the meaning of worthwhile in my own aspects. but looking over individual aspects, individual views. Let us do a self-evaluation of ourselves. Let us evaluate our own goals. Let us evaluate our own efforts. And let us understand how worthwhile we are. How much more we can progress. How we can better our own efforts. And how we can make our goals bigger. So folks, as we work towards being worthwhile, I wish everyone better hours over the day. I hope you like listening to my podcast. This is George Nathaniel for you folks, and look forward to a lot more viewerships from everyone and a lot more likes. And thank you so much. And I wish I was worthwhile. I wish I was a good listener. And of course, I hope you like listening to what I say and it's worthwhile. Thank you so much and happy moments ahead. This is George Nathaniel for you.